guys really have a big decision coming up in November. You guys gotta really go out there and vote. Vote for the right person.
ABC is one. You have George.
Bro,
slap it down.
look at Aiden, man. I really can't. You know, he's made some mistakes in his career. He said some pretty crazy stuff.
He sniffs fucking chairs, man. A little bit less than me. Sometimes you have to do the ridiculous.
Yes, you should have ran. You know what you owe me. Get off. Should have ran. You know what the fuck you owe me. Why do I owe you? You just trying to steal from us. Now you just wait for the police, right? Get off of me. You guys need to get out of police. You know? You gotta get slowly. Damn, bro. I'm waiting for the police. We will let you go. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm waiting for the police. Watch that. Just wait for the police.
Why don't you just go right in and come in and we'll just break up and you can leave?
Well, no, it's not something.
Tolerating.
Oh, these two. Now I'm gonna wait for the police. Wait for the police.
You're lucky I learned restraint. You're lucky I learned restraint, bro. Cause I'll what, bitch? What, bitch?
Bring it. What are you eyeballing me?
Yeah, I'm
Bitch,
balling.
get the fuck in your truck. You heard what I said, bro? You're lucky I learned restraint. You're lucky I learned restraint, bro. Cause I'll what, bitch? What, bitch?
Bring it. What are you eyeballing me?
Bitch, get the fuck in your truck. You heard what I said, bro? You're lucky I learned restraint.
In the neighborhood, this is just the reality of it. So women, you know, we're more educated now, and I think that we're furthering our education. So with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So, okay. Let him cook. So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, you know, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. But now that you make more money, you can't be that one, right? You can't be the one to pay for the meals because you're dating down. Yeah, right? To me, by this pretty.
Fake AI.
I'm afraid you are forbidden from voting without permission.
A group of physicists want to use artificial intelligence to prove that reality doesn't exist. I wish this
David
was
Aldridge is on our sideline.
Smart.
And the starting group for the Spurs. They got
They
Silk, also Devin Vassell out there, and it's Bassey into the four-man position. And for the Rockets, at the forward spot, it's Brooks and Smith. Thompson is out there with Fred VanVleet, and it's Blair in at the 5 down low. Game 1 of this great season to come. It's just so great, Clark, to be here with you. How excited are you?
No more off-season talk, guys. I mean, finally, we get to play for real. Some games that count. Let's go. Like me, on Christmas morning, I am excited.
Tip-off goes to Houston. VanVleet finds Thompson. And here's Blair. Blair, a screen on Vassell. VanVleet passes to Blair. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Silk. Passes it to Vassell. 5 to shoot. Sohan hits it from three-point range.
And just feeding the open man. Nice recognition there from Vassell.
And here's Houston. It's a three-point game. Van Vliet passes to Blake. Here's Thompson. Thompson throws it down.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see. Ball movement.
Always going up for the alley-oop here. Stolen by Van Vliet. Releases from 15, and it's Thompson that time. And the assist from Van Vliet. Thompson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Thompson against Vassell. Inside.
Vassell's playmaking has really come a long way. He is a solid creator.
For Houston, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Van Vliet against Vassell. Oh, Van Vliet. Player the screen. Van Vliet passes to Blake. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play.
And the pick and roll delivers. Van Vliet making the right decision, giving up the rock.
Here's Silk, covered by Van Vliet. And the basket by Silk. What a season it was for MP. Greg, a great playoff run, and now he'll forever be a 2-time NBA champion.
And every title run is different. MP knows that now. But the way his team came together in the postseason was fantastic. A great season capped off with another win for MP.
We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter of who can catch that momentum.
Now, here's Vassell. Here's Silk. Takes it to Capella. 6 to shoot. Thompson against Vassell. Ports grabs the board. And Brooks will bring it up for Houston. That's the Van Vliet. Player the screen on Vassell. Van Vliet wide open. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. San Antonio's gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Silk, covered by Van Vliet. And the tip by Capella.
So I tell you what, Clint Capella does a
That
really
ball
good
is
job playing with
immense.
such energy and effort, particularly on the glass, and because of that, he can hurt you on the board.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And Silk gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And this kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
They say it has to be sufficiently intelligent and also make an observation, so they assume.
And so it's Houston with it. They trail by 1.
They say with this AI,
Brooks setting a pick for Van Vliet.
idea
And it's off from 3-point range.
exists in this position.
The Spurs have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter.
Artificial intelligence.
Here's Silk. And there's the pass to Sohan. 5 on the clock. Here's Silk. And he makes good on the way through. Silk's got 6. And I'm sure last season is still fresh in MV's mind, Greg. He accomplished what very few players before him had done. Being the MVP in the finals for a second time.
And there's something about the biggest stage in the sport that brings out the best in him. It says something about his mental toughness as well. Not everybody thrives under pressure like he does.
When you think about the Spurs, Greg, it's hard to believe how long Greg Popovich has been.
And it's hard to imagine another team will have the stability at head coach that the Spurs have had. Not too many coaches last decades anymore.
Rockets trail by 3. And here is Van Vliet. No stopping in this one, and still gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Spurs making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
She can't put into a small position. And if we figure out just which ones those
And
are,
here are the Rockets
we
now.
have solved the measurement problem. Oh dear. Do you have an existential crisis if reality doesn't exist? Let me put it at once. To me, science is more than a profession. It's a way to understand the world and to solve problems. This is why I'm happy to work together with Brilliant, whose mission is to help you learn science in the easiest and most engaging way possible. 2 dedicated courses on differential. You'll get to try out everything Brilliant has to offer for full 30 days.
This thing, it's what's going on inside. It's what love is.
Spurs leading by 6. Thompson is out there with Tyus Jones. Then it's Alperen Şengün. Then there's Whitmore. And it's Eason in at the power forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Silk passes to Vassell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They grabbed their own miss. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Utah Jazz. And then on Saturday, they'll tip off a road trip in Charlotte where they'll take on the Hornets.
Okay, incredible stuff happening in the United Kingdom. Not so united. I told you guys that like 4 games were nothing to just like pass this high. I told you that the growing momentum of like far right nationalism in the UK would be a genuine problem, and now they're doing far from England and Northern Ireland, not the whole UK. Sure, not Scotland. Don't mention that. Okay. England and Northern Ireland. So for the record, it's really okay. I'm just gonna tell you exactly what's going on.
And that comes off the assist by Jones. Whitmore's got 5 points so far.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Thompson. Jackson sitting the pick here for Johnson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. With 1 up to 19. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't lead. He doesn't knock it.
Johnson with the screen on Thompson. Down low. Johnson with the jam.
Rocking that rim. Keldon Johnson, a big physical wing.
Rocket shooting 40% from the field. Now here's Johnson. He's tightly guarded.
Specifically on the boundaries of like from British people.
Plays it up and banks it in.
Working at pick and roll action superbly. Şengün knows exactly where he needs to be.
Here's Silk. 8 points for him. Jackson with the screen. Silk passes to Jackson. And Covington throws it down hard.
He might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
There is no narrative.
Thompson's revenge the floor. Target from 3-point range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
With the step. There's Silk. Eason grabs the ball.
The defense, no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
Brazil with the pass to Silk. Johnson with the screen on Thompson. He takes it in. To Brown. Just 5 on the clock. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from 3-point land a year ago. The Spurs second.
I guess time will tell if they can repeat that level of success from a year ago when they were one of the best long-distance shooting teams in the league.
Houston making some changes. Brooks checked in for Whitmore. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Jones. Vassell against Thompson. To the inside. Brooks. And it's Brooks. Passes it to Silk. Latrey. It falls for his fifth field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8. Well, last year, Greg MP continuing to cement himself as an elite player in this NBA.
First team All-NBA for a second time. The MP has become a franchise player, someone you build your team around.
And here's Brooks after the three-pointer from Silk. Thompson misses. Johnson against Brooks. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Up high and stops the alley-oop.
An emerging part of his game. Johnson's becoming a better playmaker.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Şengün kicks to Thompson. Shoots over the set. The Rockets with another miss.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Here's Sohan. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Silk. Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Bessie.
Nice
Thompson's
rebound
got the
right
lead
there.
up to 11 now for San Antonio.
And they're forcing the ball inside.
Not my shot was that far off.
VanVleet passes to Thompson. That falls. Great assist by VanVleet. VanVleet's got 3 assists tonight.
And you can always count on VanVleet to make the right play. He doesn't make too many bad decisions when he's got the ball in his hands. Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
Pass to Easton. Houston moving it around. Şengün kicks to Thompson. The pass to Easton. Shot clock at 5. The 3, VanVleet. Rebound, San Antonio. Johnson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. Strong performances throughout, and
Yeah. Damn, 20? Why so much? Is he hurt? Wow. Shit. I mean, why is he taking such a hit? Everybody's down. Oh, that's something. Well, that kid might be pretty good right here.
They've really been strong on the glass.
And the Rockets making a change here. Blair's checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Johnson. Capella against Blair. Shoots over Capella. Blair can't hit.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
They've been going to him an awful lot this game, and you can see why. He's pouring it on.
Here's Thompson. The Rockets again can't hit.
You know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Thompson. Throws it up high.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Now, here's Thompson. 10 points for him. To halt the run. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 6th rebound on the night.
In this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Silk. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Silk. Takes it inside. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots. And coming off his 2nd league MVP award, Greg MP is certainly cementing his place and is one of the best to ever do it.
Well, Kevin, you look at the players to win multiple MVPs. Every single one in the hall or headed there, and he'll be no exception.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Let's keep it up.
Checked in for the Rockets. Whitmore comes in for Thompson. Spurs also with the sub. Branham's checked in. Smith with it and guarded by Capella. Brooks with no one around. And again, unable to change momentum here.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And that pass to Smith. Now Whitmore to the middle. Takes it from 10. The rebound by the Spurs. Bassey's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Here's Silk. Another one falls for San Antonio. And for MP this offseason, a change of teams on his feet. Switching shoe company.
And when it came time to sign that new deal, it was Adidas who wanted a global brand for a global player. And boy, is he making moves to that end.
San Antonio leading by 18. Bassey, the pass to Silk. Spurs working the ball around now. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Buckets with the rebound. Here next up against San Antonio is how they'll tip off the new season.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. 2 top teams in the conference. They want to continue that success this season as they look long-term towards playoff seeding.
Jump by Bland.
And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg, out with that emphatic slam.
And guys, that'll get his heart rate up a little bit, I can tell you that. Watch out, he can be a dangerous player when his motor is revved up that way.
Here's Silk following the score by Houston. Passes it to Sohan. Screen by Capella from downtown. And it's Sohan missing. Rockets trail by 16. Feeds to Brooks. Powerful one-handed slam.
And you like to see this from Brooks, right? No need to fall in love with the jump shot. Give the defense different looks.
Hey, Greg, here we are watching Cam Whitmore. What impresses you most about his game?
Kevin, for me, I think it's his toughness. He's not afraid to get physical underneath the basket, and I really love how gritty he is on the D as well.
That she felt unsafe for some reason. There are indications that she had mental issues. Unfortunately, it wasn't until after the shooting that any of these officers radioed dispatch and asked if there was any mental health related history at this address. That's something that they could have done before the fact.
Yeah.
So the next thing that happened at 1:20:16.
That's good thought.
As Sonia looks for her ID, Deputy Grayson notices a pot on the stove that's boiling, and he points it out to the other deputy, who, by the way, as far as I have seen, is thus far unnamed, so I'll refer to him as the other deputy. At 1:20:18, the other deputy then turns and he looks towards the pot that's on the stove. His body cam video shows the pot on the stove with blue flames under it. The other deputy says, check on the burner, to the best that I can tell, though it's kind of difficult to hear. At 1:20:21, as Sonia gets up and walks around the other deputy to walk towards the burner, as instructed, Deputy Grayson then says, we don't need a fire while we're here. At 1:20:23, Sonia says, right, in response to Deputy Grayson's concern about a fire, and she reaches to switch off the stove's burner. At 1:20:27, after turning off the flames, Sonia grabs oven mitts and she removes the pot from the stove, heading towards the sink with the pot. At 1:20:29, as Sonia moves the pot from the stove to the sink, the other deputy then laughs and turns around and walks away from the kitchen and towards Deputy Grayson, who is also either smiling or laughing at Sonia. At 1:20:30, in response to the officer's laughter at her, Sonia, who is now at the sink with the pot, turns her head towards the other deputy and asks, why are you moving? At 1:20:33, the other deputy asks, huh? To which Sonia again asks, where are you going? At 1:20:34, the other deputy, while laughing, says, away from your hot steaming water. Sonia replies, away from my hot steaming water? At 1:20:36, the other deputy says, yeah, as he turns his attention away from Sonia and begins to look around the house, which also implies that he does not view Sonia as a threat. If he did, why would he turn his back to her, literally? We don't see Deputy Grayson at this point because Grayson has not yet turned on his body cam. At 1:20:37, after the other deputy says, yeah, Sonia can be heard pouring steaming water into the sink, which is causing sizzling sounds, as she casually responds, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. At 1:20:40, Deputy Grayson loudly says, huh? And Sonia calmly repeats, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. We can see on the other deputy's body cam
That's a weird ass fucking statement.
Sonia is still facing towards the sink, and she has turned her head towards over her left shoulder, looking towards the deputies who really are on the other side of the room that she's in, and not even in the kitchen with her. We can see on the video that she is not walking towards them in any way or approaching them or even holding the pot. She's got the pot at the sink. She clearly is not using the pot as a weapon nor threatening to at this time, unless you think the rebuke comment is a threat, and we'll get to that. At 1:20 and 42 seconds, Deputy Grayson, as he partially draws his pistol, which you can hear, says, "You better effing not. I swear to God, I'll effing shoot you right in the effing face." Still, Sonya Massey is still generally facing the sink, looking over her left shoulder. She's not walking towards the officers. She's not throwing anything at the officers. Sonya has made 0 threats towards the officers. Deputy Grayson threatened to shoot her in the face. Clearly placed his hand on his partially drawn pistol just in response to Sonya saying that she rebukes, presumably the other deputy who was moving away from her, in the name of Jesus. So I looked up the definition of rebuke, and here it is. As a verb, expresses sharp disapproval or criticism of someone because of their behavior or actions. Example, she has rebuked him for drinking too much. As a noun, an expression of sharp disapproval or criticism. Example, he hadn't meant it as a rebuke, but Neil flinched. Nowhere in the commonly used definition of rebuke is it ever utilized to signify a threat towards anyone. At 1:20 and 43 seconds, Sonya said nothing further and didn't move at all. Yet Deputy Grayson then fully drew his pistol and he aimed it at Sonya's face. This is just 1 second after he threatened to shoot her in the face. At 1:20 and 44 seconds, Deputy Grayson shouts, "Drop the effing pot," while aiming towards Sonya's face. Sonya has said nothing else, nor made any moves towards the officers. At 1:20
What the
and 44
fuck?
seconds, switching to Deputy Grayson's body cam now, we can see that at this time, this is the first time that she's being told to drop the pot. He says, "Drop the effing pot." Then Sonya raises both her hands in the air and she says, "I'm sorry." Zooming in, we can see that at that
That big
exact
murdered
moment,
the hell
Sonya
out
is
that bitch.
not holding the pot that she's being ordered at gunpoint to drop. The pot is actually on the stove, and Sonya has oven mitts in her hands. She also appears to be covering her ears, possibly, and clearly afraid, as Deputy Grayson shouts at her to drop the effing pot. At 1:20 and 45 seconds, Sonya ducks down. At this moment, you hear the other deputy draw his pistol also, and he also yells at Sonya to, quote, "drop the pot." So now there are 2 cops screaming at her to drop the pot that she's
Y'all
not
spread
holding.
eagle on the
How
ground.
do we
Don't
know
shoot in
that
the
she's
back
not
of
holding
head.
it? Well,
Golly.
let's switch body cams. Let's go to Deputy Grayson's body cam. At that exact moment, 1:20 and 45 seconds, you can see clearly and conclusively that Sonya did not take the pot with her when she ducked down.
So
The
yeah,
pot is still sitting on the counter. Here's a view from that body cam in 20 and 46 seconds.
dead as fuck.
That she's not holding. Now, we can see that at that very or towards the alleged some threat.
Your
Or
voice,
creating
man, it's
distance
killing me,
between
bro.
herself and a threat. Then at 1:20,
Yeah, really quickly. You understand?
2%, 3% of the overall Twitch community, of the overall MGM community, bro. There's like 2% of them that just hanging there. I fuck with them, yeah. But when they start doing annoying, that shit gets annoying as fuck, bro. Let me tell you what's going on, okay? I've been having a long week. I'm about to say everything off my chest right now. So, let's go ahead and begin. A lot of y'all don't understand, bro. A lot of shit is going on behind the scenes that I'm not able to control. That's what I'm going through, right? That's what I'm going through the last 2 days. I gave y'all Bloodborne too soon, and that's what made y'all forget on what's going on. I gave you guys Bloodborne because I just wanted the situation to move on and just to move on. It's a whole new tech system. I haven't had to set up my desktop since 2021. It's a whole new system on cams, on setups, on everything. So everything has to be.
Man, this is a goddamn stupid motherfucker, bro. 2 billion views. Guys, so stupid. There is a million. They're so stupid. Hey, this obvious thing everybody knows.
What is a coincidence? By definition, if it's just a mere coincidence, or perhaps something more nefarious. Would are going to look at 3 disturbing stories with some strange coincidences behind them that makes us wonder if it's just a mere coincidence, or perhaps something more nefarious. Would you, could you, on a train on September 28th, 2016, at around 6:17 p.m. Eastern Time in New York, while many people were home watching WKTV News, an emergency alert broadcast populated across their screen. Now, people who were watching this hazardous materials warning with that very strange riddle at the end, would you, could you, on a train, had absolutely no idea what that meant. They were left absolutely stumped.
Do it all with ad-free listening, song downloads, and more. Get YouTube Music Premium.
But they kept watching WKTV like normal.
That's crazy.
Later that same day,
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Houston. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Brooks for 3. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. That's 2 for 5.
Spacing the floor. Brooks is comfortable. Shooting deep.
Here's Silk.
And the win is good. Is when things would take an even stranger turn. On September 29th, a Pascagoula Valley Line train number 1614 left the Spring Valley station in Spring Valley, New York, at around 7:23 a.m. Eastern Time, bound for Hoboken, New Jersey. Everything for the train had been running as normal until it entered the Hoboken terminal around 8:45 a.m. The train went over the bumper block and through the rail concourse, coming to rest at the wall right before the station's waiting area. The train had unfortunately crashed. One witness reported that the train never slowed down as it entered the station, which is located at the end of the line. The train was not equipped with an automatic brake system, which is used if the engineer does not slow the train down in time. The train crash resulted in one person losing their life and 114 other people injured. The one person that lost her life, Fabiola Bitar de Kroon, she was not on the train at the time of the crash. She was actually standing on the platform when she lost her life to falling debris. Those watching WKTV News in New York just hours prior to this train crash were less confused as to why they were given this riddle of this train And then hours later, a train leaving New York for New Jersey just
Too
happens to
far.
crash. Although he was injured, the train
Down the
engineer
station.
cooperated with the investigation, and both the engineer and the train conductor were interviewed by investigators. The engineer lacked any memory of the accident itself. According to federal investigators, the engineer felt well rested and was unaware of any mechanical problems in the moments before the accident. Interestingly enough, the black boxes could not be recovered when it came to the crash. When it came to the very mysterious broadcast that seemed to foreshadow the disaster, on October 4th, 2016, FEMA claimed responsibility. At the time, fact-checking website Snopes had been conducting their own independent investigation when it came to the broadcast. FEMA told Snopes that they were conducting cross-nations tests for the Emergency Alert Systems Test and Development Message using lines from various Dr. Seuss books as placeholder messages. When WKTV's Emergency Alert Systems device mistakenly relayed to the public the messages it received in its testing environment, the chosen verse from Green Eggs and Ham and its proximity to Hoboken was a pure coincidence, and FEMA had no culpability in the train crash. So then, what caused the accident? On February 6, 2018, the NTSB released their probable cause of the accident. The NTSB determined that the engineer's failure to stop was caused by fatigue due to undiagnosed sleep apnea. This didn't fly with many people who are looking into this further that did not buy that this was just a mere coincidence, because conductors, engineers, and those who are in control of the train are regularly tested for sleep apnea. Similar incidents of train derailments happened in 2011 and 2013, and the causes behind those derailments were attributed to sleep apnea. That would be the final determination: sleep apnea and a pure coincidence. The bizarre coincidence between Chris Benoit and Wikipedia. Christopher Michael Benoit was a wrestling powerhouse who had a 22-year career in wrestling, spanning over multiple organizations, which include the WWE, the WCW, the ECW, among other organizations. On June 22, 2007, investigators determined that over the course of 3 days at their residence, Chris had taken the life of his wife Nancy. Then the very next day, he had taken the life of his 7-year-old son. Then finally, on June 24, 2007, Chris had ended himself. Subsequent research undertaken by the Sports Legacy Institute, now the Concussion Legacy Foundation, suggested that depression and CTE, a condition of brain damage from concussions that Benoit had sustained during his pro wrestling career, were likely contributing factors to the crimes. What looked like a clear-cut case of somebody destroying their family and taking themselves out was anything but. Now, I can go on and on about the many bizarre things surrounding this case and how many people believe that Chris Benoit was framed. But I am here to talk about coincidences, and a very bizarre coincidence that happened just prior to what had occurred on June 22nd, 2007. You see, before news had broken out about Chris Benoit and his family passing away, 14 hours before police entered the Benoit home, anonymous edits on the Wikipedia article for Chris Benoit were added about the passing of his wife Nancy Benoit. So essentially, Nancy Benoit's passing was announced before police even made the discovery. An anonymous edit from IP address 69.120.111.23 using the internet service provider Optimum Online was made at 4:01 UTC on Chris Benoit's Wikipedia article. The edited paragraph stated about an earlier fight where Chris Benoit was replaced due to personal issues, the anonymous editor added, stemming from the passing of his wife Nancy. The edit was reversed just under 1 hour later with the comment, "Need a reliable source." Saying that his wife passed away is a pretty big statement. You need to back it up with something. Strangely enough, just 1 hour later after the first edit revision, another anonymous edit by another IP address 125.63.148.173 using unwiredaustralia.com.au, a wireless internet service provider, was made adding about the aforementioned personal issues. That edit has stated, which according to several pro wrestling websites is attributed to the passing of Benoit's wife Nancy. That edit was reverted just under 20 minutes later with the comment saying several pro wrestling websites is still not reliable information. So just hours before police discovered Chris Benoit and his family, hours before news broke out about Chris Benoit and his family, there was a tussle on Wikipedia. These random IP addresses saying that Nancy Benoit passed away, Chris Benoit was the reason. Wikipedia would come back and say that this is fake news. There is no reliable source saying so. Further investigations were conducted on the IP addresses. Investigations had shown that the IP address used to make the very first edit was located in Connecticut, but the IP address was not linked to any computers or servers used by the WWE. But here's what's strange. According to Carrie Bass, volunteer coordinator for the Wikimedia Foundation, the IP address actually matches a location in Stamford, Connecticut, where the WWE headquarters is located. Bass also informed the local authorities in Atlanta about the unusual edits, but it is not known if the edits were ever investigated by the police. The second edit was made by a computer in Australia from a wireless network. Bass had claimed it didn't become apparent until someone put the pieces together and realized that the comment was made by someone who apparently knew what had taken place inside the Benoit home. Fayette County Sheriff Deputy Lieutenant Tommy Pope stated that police found the family at about 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday when the WWE called police and asked them to do a welfare check after employees of WWE received calls and text messages from Chris Benoit. Early Sunday, Benoit sent repeated text messages that read, "My physical address is 130 Green Meadow Lane, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. Another text message reportedly said, "The dogs are in the enclosed pool area, garage side door is open." The messages were sent around 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Earlier, on Saturday afternoon, Chris Benoit placed a series of calls that explained why he missed his flight to Houston. The stories he told were mostly about his wife and son being sick with food poisoning and vomiting, although in one call he said that he and Nancy were at the hospital to be with Daniel, who was hospitalized. Though throughout that call, Chris insisted that he would attend the live WWE event in Houston, when he missed that live event on Sunday and the WWE could not get a hold of him, the WWE contacted the authorities. This is when the police conducted that welfare check and found the Benoit family. The Wikinews investigation was unable to conclude whether the anonymous editors had any inside information about the passing of Nancy Benoit. Wikipedia had also stated that this is not the first time Benoit's article had been edited to show false or unsourced information, as the article's edit history indicates a long history of promotional spam and vandalism. Around the time of the edits, the article contained a hidden warning to editors of the section mentioned, warning against adding rumors and speculations. For the time being, Benoit's article had been protected in an attempt to stop the addition of fraudulent information. The final determination as to what happened with Chris Benoit's Wikipedia page and Nancy Benoit was just that it was a good guess and a coincidence. The bizarre coincidences of the Elisa Lams. Now, I do believe by now everybody is familiar with the very bizarre case of Elisa Lam. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. For one, like I said, almost everybody is familiar with this case. And for two, like with Chris Benoit, this could turn into a very lengthy video. So I'm not going to talk about all the theories that surrounds this very bizarre case or her background. I'm just going to target the very strange coincidence. For a quick synopsis, on February 19, 2013, the body of Canadian tourist Elisa Lam was recovered from a large cistern atop the Cecil Hotel.
We really don't want people to think of feeding food like ours as spoiling their dogs. Good, real food is simple. It looks like food, it smells like food. It's what dogs are supposed to be eating. No living being should ever eat processed food for every single meal of their life.
It's amazing to me how many people write in about their dogs changing for the better. The farmer's dog is just our way to help people take care of them.
In downtown Los Angeles, where she had been a guest. She was last seen alive on January 31st and was reported missing by her parents on February 8th. She was discovered by a hotel maintenance worker investigating complaints of flooding and low water pressure.
Here's the thing, people had also stated that the water had an unusual taste, so people were also drinking this water. The tank where she was found was providing water to guest rooms, a kitchen, and a coffee shop. So again,